No greetings. This this channel is totally infested with dedicated haters, and I created a channel for my business a while back. I'm not going to say what it is or where it is, and I'm not going to allow subscriptions on it except by invitation. So, y'all want to fuck with me? Go right ahead. But that's where it's at. You know, bring whatever you want tonight. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see what's got got some nerve. What's got some fresh material. Who's really sincere in wanting to partake of my art and not fuck with me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm an artist. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I write, I play music, I do photography, and I cut stone. And I pedal stone. And that's what I want to be doing on my channel. And that's what we will be doing at my forum. Here's the link to the forum, which is going to be a troll-free zone. So far, it's hasn't been too much trouble today. Once we got things back together after we got hacked yesterday. Here's the link to that. Playing in the background is a Frank Ramos video of Bruce Hellman and his band, Don't Give Up on Love, at the House of Bards open mic night on the 18th, which was, what, Monday? Yeah. So basically, I really don't care too much. I mean, it's a problem when it gets me thrown out of gem shows or gets me knocked off of websites for on the basis of lies. I'm pretty asexual, actually. No, yeah, I'd like to get laid, but by a trans man, and I do not lust after anybody of any age or species. This is all just hateful nonsense that people make up to try and marginalize my credibility. They've totally made my Google search on me is totally fucked up. I'm not going to the right places, and I don't really have much of the right places to push into the search engine because it always gets trashed. But I think we've got a grip on. I think I've got a grip on my behavior in places like Twitter and Facebook, and I won't be having problems with trolls there anymore. I've got strong allies in both places, and they don't even know about a third network that I've been in for a while now. And I'm not talking about it in public at all. What else? Ask me a question. Yeah, I'm in the mood to take questions. Here's the link to. There's the link to the forum. Here's the call-in line. It's a little late for me to play any music. I can show some stone though, if anybody wants to see me stone. Otherwise, I'm up to my usual mixing it up with the Zionists and seeing an occasional U.S. politics thing come through that I feel a need to comment on or retweet. Okay, why is Remy Martin trending? Basketball. Remy Martin's a person and not. I suppose Duke, yeah, basketball. Mass Singer, Stanford does play basketball too. Oh, fuck. Let me see the news. Oh, here. Oh, how about that? The UK has rehomed 100 Syrian white helmets. I don't want to go into that. Gabbard, and you want to elect her president? Representative Tulsi Gabbard says there is no disputing the fact that Bashar al-Assad is a brutal dictator who has used chemical weapons against his people, but as amid U.S. regime change war, the lives of the Syrian people have not been improved. Well, I know a lot of people that are going to contend with the assertion that he's a brutal dictator who has used chemical weapons. I don't remember ever seeing any proof that the chemical weapons came from anywhere but the U.S. through the hands of mercenaries they hired. What I've been told about people native to the region, I have some close friends that are like Syrian and Lebanese. And they say that Assad's no angel, but he's mostly very popular with the people. He does really right by the majority of the people, and they love him. And there's no real sectarian what's the word? Conflict, serious conflict. You know, those people are Syrians before they're any kind of Muslim. And everybody's got religious freedom there. And nobody's shit gets messed with. Nobody's churches or mosques or synagogues. Oh, this has moved into top dead center playing Birdsong and Jackstraw. Yeah, I hear someone accusing, who is this person? Sarah Abad, writer, analyst. I've heard of her before somewhere. She's published. She really folded under pressure, Tulsi Gabbard. You know for a fact that Assad isn't a brutal dictator and that he never used chemical weapons against his people. He even went to Syria. Yet you're willing to lie just to please a bullying McCain of all people. What a shame. So, and here's Ed Krasenstein coming right up behind. talking about Beto running in 2020 in the great clown car demolition derby. I don't want to go into that yet. It's only 2019 and early. Maybe next year about this time we can start talking about who's running for president. I ain't interested until then. Here's somebody, a friend of mine, with a lot of followers, claiming Trump is calling himself Ziggy Daddy with a trademark, hopeless liberal of Mexican heritage. Trump is not a politician. He has no future in politics, so anything less than prison is unacceptable. He could give a fuck about impeachment. Impeachment is a shameful process. How can you be hurt? By what? By that if you're shameless. And Jussie Smollett has been charged with filing a false police report in connection to his claim that he was a victim of a homophobic and racist assault. Not sure what happened here. Probably don't even want to know. People have been pushing a lot of pictures of burnt Palestinians with white phosphorus burns from Operation Cast Lead in 2009. Only the usual here. And nobody's got anything to say tonight. I guess that's a good sign. Most of my friends are real quiet. So, one thing that idiots don't realize about internet forums is that for every 2 people having an argument, there's 100 people reading it or more. So, I learned a long time ago that engaging in trolls is counterproductive. It's just totally counterproductive. I mean, you start arguing with a fool, and the people coming along reading it don't know which one is the fool. And what did Twain say about them beating you with their experience? I don't need to argue with anybody about things that are self-evident. Like, I'm not a transsexual, but I'm not standard issue male. I'm a trans feminine male. I'm an intersex person. I have no trouble seeing that when they're with me. No, I'm not very feminine, but you can't just unzip the boy suit after you've been taking it for 60 years. Excuse me, I'm just 5 trans years old. I'm finding my groove. Little by little, I'm getting myself better organized, cleaner, cleaning up my language, calming down a lot, smiling more rather than getting all raggedy and idiots. Just being Tommy. This is what I've always been. I just hid it behind dirt and a beard. And it takes some time to get out of that. I'm getting there. Other than the calamity that happened last week at the show, my enterprises are doing pretty well. Anytime I get in front of a buying crowd, I make money. And I make money here and there. With it done online, and I haven't sold anything on here yet because I've been swarmed with trolls. But very nice stuff. I've been where Where should I start here? You know, I got kicked to the curb from a career in the life sciences in 1985 or so, and came back out living on the fringe, dealing stones and dealing stones and busking. I got shot in 1987, so the government pays my overhead with disability check. Um, but to live comfortably, I do need to get out and earn some fun tickets. So I do, and I do pretty well. I do fine. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm not trying to get famous. I'm just trying to live a peaceful life. How did Jerry say it? Wait, let me find the quote. He was asked way back when to define the hippie movement. And back then, people used to ask me if I was a deadhead, and I'm a live head, and let's see if they even have it in the most significant quotes database. It was a short speech he gave to, I think it was Mike Wallace. He asked him the question way back in like 1969 or something like that. I better find it. And naturally, well, let's close this shit while things are loading. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We do need that. There we go. There we go. It's uncluttered life was the key word. Here we go. Let's kill this real quickly. And bring this one up. It's 1967 CBS News documentary.
What we're thinking about is a peaceful planet. We're not thinking about anything else. We're not thinking about any kind of power. We're not thinking about any of those kind of struggles. We're not thinking about revolution or war or any of that. That's not what we want. Nobody wants to get hurt. Nobody wants to hurt anybody. We would all like to be able to live an uncluttered life, a simple life, a good life, and like think about moving the whole human race ahead a step or a few steps. And or a half a step or anything.
Yeah, or half a step. So anyway, that's what I'm about. I don't, if you want to know about me, ask me. I can provide character references for anybody thinking about doing business with me or who just wants to know what the truth is about me. They're not hearing anything true about me from people on the web who are ad-mouthing me. No, it's true. Yeah, it's certainly not the interpretations of what I do admit to. It's not true. And, most people don't see it as anything terrible, especially since there was no harm to anybody. And certainly are offended by the thought of people trying to smear me with it 36 years later. The people talking bad about anybody online. One of the first things that people notice when an author's getting smeared is like, well, what's this person saying? I mean, that's the first thing they ask. What's this person saying that's pissing people off so bad that they want to They want to dirty his name. You know that. So you really, you know, they're trying to think, oh, I'm always crying, and I'm not. I'm just stoned most of the time, pretty buzzed. I maintain a buzz. It's the only way I can. It's the only way I can function in the real world. Is the people are just so aggressive that it hurts me to be around some people. It hurts me to read some of the shit that people say, and not just to me, just in general. It's just and the news just hurts. I don't smoke a lot when I'm outdoors, though. But if you see me inside dealing with the computer, I can't do this unless I'm buzzed. I need some insulation from from all the electronic hate coming through the screen. But I don't, especially when I'm out busking on the street. I don't smoke or eat out there. I just drink water. Don't smoke much tobacco either when I'm out on the street. This is one of the reasons I'm not like all tore up from smoking tobacco for as long as I have, because I never smoked heavily. I smoked enough to like cause me some problems in from here to here, but my lungs are clear because I exercise a lot. So anyway, back to seeing what's going on. I don't know. Nobody's saying anything tonight, so no telling. There's probably somebody's got a stream going somewhere else, like a Discord server or something, where they're ridiculing me, and I really don't care. I really don't care, because whatever this shit that you guys get out in public, it sorts the audience for me. The idiots show themselves like immediately, and nice people are curious to hear it from me. You know, it's just never worked. It hasn't ever worked. I learned a long time ago that just be calm and ignore it as best you can, and just keep being you. Do your thing. Now, when I fight too much with trolls, I alienate the people that I want to connect to. So I don't fight with the trolls. I got zero tolerance to Twitter these days. Just picked up a new follower, and she don't have a lot, but she's fun-loving scientist with social conscience. Compassion, justice, honesty, and decency must rule. Well, that's a follow back. She's already following about 14 people. She's followed by about 14 people that are following me. And this is the way social networks really should be working, or do work. And when they're working well, is that people who are like have shared interests, shared goals and values connect to each other because they see things that they say in the public forums that resonate with them. I have hundreds of friends and followers at Facebook and here at Twitter that are, for the most part, artists and educators and they're service providers. That they're not cubicle workers and burger flippers. And my anti-fan club has been trying to tell you I consort with nothing but hobos. That's nonsense. I'm a hippie, not a hobo. And there's a lot of really upscale hippies. Hippies are a state of mind. Not and most hippies are actually pretty clean and well-to-do, especially the ones that are growing weed or manufacturing LSD. So nobody's calling and nobody wants to say anything. Oh well, choke me out. I guess I'm gonna cry. I guess not. Um, yeah, I'm not a gamer. I'm a living artist who, my circles have been, I have friends who've been on the web since 1985 or before. I made my first post in 1985 through a friend's machine and his account. Um, I've watched this whole thing grow since 1999 full time from my studio, just like this. And we finally gotten to where I can be live streaming, and my first machine had a camera, but it didn't have enough guts to really connect, and there was nothing to connect to at that time other than um, so nobody wants to talk to me tonight. I guess that's a relief. There have been too many that have been like pulling my chain or just being openly hostile. I don't need that. Nobody needs that. I have a lot of really nice friends online and in the real world, and I have a family that loves me. I mean, we're just learning to get along this year, but the love was always there, because we're a family. Uh, we're real Jews, but we're not we're not Orthodox at all. We're what's called Freya Jews. There's Shmuma and Freya, and we're Freya Jews, ones that just stick to the principles and don't adhere to the ceremony. Is what we are, and I'm, I'm faithful to Torah and loyal to the Constitution. That's the way Jews are supposed to be. That's not Israel. It's not me. That's not my people. That's a bunch of fascists playing it Jew, saying that they're Jewish, but they're not doing anything Jewish over there. Call me anti-Semite all you want. That's the fact, man. And I can back it up with like real documents. My ancestors wrote that stuff. Yeah, this is one of the things that gets people to like perk up when this is the kind of conversation. Here, let me read some of this too. It starts out with a fellow named Ron Hughes, who is a British Palestinian supporter, claiming 1.2 million German soldiers starved to death in open-air camps. This is completely unsourced statement. And someone immediately demanded the source. This was on the 16th. Then Dagfinn Clausen comes in with what he says is his source, coming from historynewsnetwork.org. So this is a legitimate bunch of people, not a bunch of idiots like yelling at each other. HNN debate. HNN is History News Network. Was Ike responsible for the death of hundreds of thousands of Germans during POWs, pro and con? 1990, scholars address this claim, main lines of disagreement. We're giving this guy's credentials. Okay, the claim is that their research showed without a doubt that in the U.S. and French prison camps in Europe in 1945 and 6, a vast tragedy occurred, causing the needless deaths of approximately 800 900,000 Axis prisoners of war. Pogue advised us what we had to find was the smoking gun in Eisenhower's hand. Seems the book that this guy wrote, he admitted later that he didn't do the research necessary to compute the book's thesis. When the necessary research is done, it will be seen but that the book is spectacularly flawed. Uh, I don't want to read all that. It's kind of sickening, all of this. There were a lot of prisoners of war disappeared. Um, Starting from about 4 million. Well, still nobody want to say nothing. How about that? Maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. Be nice to run my mouth in peace, but I do welcome interesting intercourse. So anyway, moving right along. I don't want to read that whole thing. And there's more Holocaust deprogramming course. Yeah, it happened. It just didn't happen the way the scientists want you to believe it happened. That's what the Holocaust is about. They most of the people, the largest number of people, the numbers claimed of people gassed is just not possible. It can't be done. The numbers of people claim that died did die, and some audits say that more than 6 million may have died. There were definitely more camps than were previously thought, that they found in a recent audit a few years ago. But there just wasn't the space and time and facilities to kill all those people at those camps that the popular history claims. But most of the people, the majority of the people that died of deprivation and disease. Huge typhus sweep through them. Typhus pandemic, and they just starved to death, and a lot of them be shot, just plain shot. There wasn't that as much gassing as they'd like you to believe. Is the only thing that's not really true about the Holocaust that I've found. And the other thing is the covering up, the collaboration between the Zionists to rescue some wealthy Jews and throw the rest off to get killed in the gas chambers or get killed in the camps. The transfer agreement and the Kastner deal over the Hungarian Jews. Then here's somebody talking about the USS Liberty. Here's somebody asking, why is it a crime to deny the Holocaust? Is it a crime to deny the current? Why isn't it a crime to deny the current Palestinian Holocaust happening now? Some of my comments I'm prefacing with 6 million Jews then, 6 million Palestinians now. And that's what we're looking at. Isaac Asimov. Here's what Isaac Asimov said about it. Let me get that. In the late 60s and early 70s, the American Jews were demonstrating to free Soviet Jewry. Little did we know what they were going to do when they got to Palestine. Here's what Einstein said when he saw it. He was appalled. Where's my pictures? Well, shit. Got everything but the. Oh, here it is. Yay! It's not too far down. Okay, Isaac Asimov on Zionism and national hubris. As usual, I found myself in the odd position of not being a Zionist and not particularly valuing my Jewish heritage. I just think it's more important to be human and to have a human heritage. And I think it's wrong for anyone to feel that there's anything special about any one heritage of whatever kind. It's delightful to have the human heritage exist in 1,000 varieties, for it makes for better interest. But as soon as one variety is thought to be more important than the other, the groundwork is laid for destroying them all. And his opinion on Zionism and persecuted Jews turning persecutors right now, there's an influx of Soviet Jews into Israel. They're fleeing because they expect religious persecution, yet at the instant their feet touched Israeli soil, they became extreme Israeli nationalists with no pity for the Palestinians. From persecuted to persecutors in the blinking of an eye. So, I prefer she and her. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. When people have trouble relating to me as female, I ask that they use they, or just call me Tommy. You know, I've always been Tommy. I've never been. You know, a lot of people that knew me when I was hiding out, before I started living authentically, told me, you know, I never really thought of you as a boy or a girl. You know, you were just Tommy. Okay. Nice to meet you. The IDF killed 295 unarmed civilians and maimed 29,000 more for attempting to none. Oh, thank you. I really don't wish to comment on anything about the kiwi farms at the moment because there's an active criminal complaint. As for Greta and Nina, Trans Lifeline, they're no longer connected to Trans Lifeline. The board took it away from them. So that's running. Thank you, Sabrina, for the hat compliment. The Lifeline's running and well staffed from what I understand. And Greta and Nina is like, oh well, but whatever. You know, that's what I understand. I doubt if the kiwi farmers were the ones that actually exposed it. They just probably got hip to it quick. I never really asked anybody. I just like, well, I said, well, what's going on? And somebody told me. Never really asked any detail about it. Let's see what's cooking here. Nothing cooking it. You know, we have a new board that we're gonna keep troll free. Now here's a space that there's gonna be queer solidarity in this space. There's gonna be no like judgment casting, no beating people with the judgment stick here. check out this thread and this forum. If you identify as LGBTQ, we're going to keep a safe space. People are going to be nice to each other. There's nobody going to call anybody out for being phony. If there's an issue like, fraud that somebody wants to bring it to the moderators. Oh, please. I'm not even going to indulge nonsense like that, dude. It's not even going to indulge that nonsense. No. They bombed 150 mosques and churches in Gaza in 2014, and they've vandalized something like 60 churches and mosques since just in the last few years. Oh, would you like to see some? That's what I do. What's your interest? What kind of stones do you like, Sabrina? That's got a whole room full of it. The awesome crystals are right here. The awesomest crystal in the house right at the moment is this one. This is let's see, we'll get the light on it. Get the light on it right. This is a rutile included smoky. I don't know if you can see the rutile very well through here. It's healed. Rose quartz crystals. I have some crystals. You can't make tables with these. They're too small. Or you could. Where are the rose quartz crystals? Possibly still in here. Yep. These are way too small to make tables, but they're way cool. Can't really see them very well on this camera. Well, that's cool. You're not very old, are you? That's what I was afraid of. I'm 64. And I smell a game being played by someone. Yeah, well, I hope they treat you with respect for your tender age. Do your parents know that you're online interacting with older people? Okay, good, good. What other crystals do you like? We keep this proper. I have a lot of people who accuse me of bad things, and I'm an artist and an educator, and I don't mess with children in that way. Are you familiar with selenite? Meteorites? No. No, I have moldavite, which does come from outer space. Let's see if I can. Whoops, that's not where it is. Let's see if I can remember where I have it. No. Hmm. Hmm. What did I do with that stuff? Hmm. 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 No. Okay, now this is a little disturbing. I'm running out of places to look. Hmm. Hmm. This is a little disturbing. Hmm. I really seem to have misplaced it. There's no mess in it. Not sure what I did with it. I'm still kind of like unpacking from the show. Did the gem shows for the last few weeks, and things are still kind of all over the place. There's one more container somewhere, and I don't see it. Oh, there it is. One more way. I really don't know what happened to it. Here's a big chunk of roast pork. That is very disturbing. I'm going to angst over that until I find it. But I'm not going to bother myself now because I'll start looking silly on camera doing it. Oh. There we go. Yay. I have all the trays out. These fall from outer space. Yeah, that's no moon rocks. This is moldavite. I got 3 nice pieces, and then a bunch of smaller ones. And I get a great price on it right now. I can do these for $5 a gram. Usually it's more like 8 or 12, at least. These are really good quality too. This is a really nice piece. This is the nicest piece of all. Solid little globule. I forget what it weighs. Yeah, this would only be like $27. It's 5.7 grams. It's another one about the same size. No, it's a little bigger. This one's almost 8 grams. This is probably the biggest one here. And it's another solid piece that hasn't been broken. There. I can do the smaller ones for $4. The ones that are just chunks of busted off or something. Here's a nice one. That's 2.75 grams, so that's about $10. I have a lot of nice little crystals that are hard to show on the video. Happy to have people in the studio, and I'm happy to take like close-ups of things that things that people want to see. It's really not that big a collection, but it's nice. I enjoy it, and a lot of people come and enjoy it. And my focus is always I like to say I'm a bottom feeder. That my focus has been on providing natural stone, conflict-free natural stone that's been quarried and not blown out of the ground, backhoe, hand quarried when I can do it. At a good price, at a fair price, that people who want it for collections or energy work or to make things with can afford it. I've got a lot of stones that are often out of reach for people, like big pieces of lapis lazuli. High quality lapis, not the junk you see. A really good rich blue. This one happens to have a lot of white in it, but I liked it because of the patterning. But I have some that's, this piece that I wear is pure crystal. It's pure lazulite crystal. I can hardly wait to hear what the idiot's got to say about this in the morning. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Let me think of something else you might like to see. You like big crystals? This is a cool crystal. This is from Colombia. Let me see if you can see it. If you look to the top, up near the top, there's phantoms in it. There's white phantom up. This doesn't show. Let's see if we can see one in one of these other ones. This one doesn't even have it. This is the one I think that shows it real easily. Yeah, this one, you can see it pretty clearly. This has got a white phantom. You see how there's kind of a second crystal just under the surface of the first one. On the OPS, the Tucson Police Department made it clear at the beginning that they had no jurisdiction over any of this. and that they were just acting as a reporting agency. So far, they've left it up to me to take it to the feds, which I've done. And I'm waiting for the feds to respond. That's where we're at right now. I'm going to be filing on the show promoter and the guy who, thank you, glad to hear that. I'm going to be filing on the show promoter. Thanks. And the guy that got me thrown out. I have to do that. I have to recover what I lost, what my client lost. I'm dead in the water. I was planning on. I'm the idiot that runs my forum. What's your problem with the forum? We're having trouble because of hackers. I'm totally like not tolerating. Oh, that. They are idiots. They're just total idiots. I'm not any of the things they say I am. I certainly don't smell bad. I don't shart hardly ever. I hardly ever dry fart. I mean, I do. That'd be. I don't dry fart that much. I don't need a whole lot of stuff that makes you fart. And I eat a high fiber diet. I got no problem down there. But it's fucking ridiculous. And I don't have COPD. I have lifetime upper respiratory problems, reactive airway syndrome, allergies from dust and pollen and smoke. I have very strong lungs. And yes, I'm way out of shape. But I'm starting to, just little by little, I never, I could never do the full-on macho thing. So I never, pumped iron or worked out or any of that stuff hardly at all. I danced some. I danced a lot. I played saxophone a lot. And that when I was younger and did it a whole lot, like 8, 12 hours a day, I was in pretty good shape. I weighed usually 135 to 145, unless it was winter time, and maybe I'd go up to 160, 170, but then take it right off in the spring again when I got active. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that. And if it weren't for people telling me that, I would have been dead a long time ago. In 2010, I was ready to just stop eating and stop drinking until I died. I was close. I was real close. I was so sick and I couldn't get proper health care. And it was my friends online and my neighbors that said, "No, Tommy, just don't, please. We'd rather have you here." And then when I asked Spirit, if it was okay for me to do that, they're telling me "Yeah, sure, we need you more here than there." And I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. Oh, how do I know you don't have here more screwed up than you have? How do I know you don't have there more screwed up than you have here?" It's diet. That's diet. I don't eat a lot of. You guys eating a lot of greasy meat and potatoes and stuff? That make your part bad. That's bad parts. Boy, I walk into a grocery store bathroom sometimes and I wanted to fart. I like steak too, but not all the time. Not even very often anymore at all. I'm mostly eating chicken and fish, shrimps. I like shrimps. I like anything. I'm a seafood eater. I like variety in what I eat, but I'm really too heavy. I need to cut out a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm mostly chicken and fish. That's what I've been eating, and a lot of greens, a lot of fruit, a lot of got to have my bananas and grapes and bananas. I got some strawberries in the fridge right now. You know, salads. Since I live pretty much on salads and salad, soup, and sandwiches. Easy. But I like black beans. I have lots of different kinds of beans I like. I got plenty of beans. Black beans are good. This is a Mexican neighborhood, so we get a lot of refried beans. I like the ones that are made from like an actual piece of meat, and not that pink slime. Mac and cheese is getting me too fat. Alrighty. Beer batter dip tenders. But the ones that are really made from a piece of meat, not that funky stuff that you get at McDonald's or Burger King. Yeah, I like those. Oh yeah? What are your instruments? Cool. Cool. Look forward to hearing some of it. Do you have anything you've done already? McDonald food glue. That pink slime. So if you ever saw how it's made, you'd never eat anything like that. It's awful stuff. And it's just all the excess parts ground up. Let me get some of the house music up for you. Real Things was founded 35 years ago in California. My first partners were computer IT engineers. One was a hardware guy and the other was a software guy. And there were a couple of bands, and there was a lady who was like part of our entourage, and then there was the guy who booked the bands. Shady Ray got the band's gigs, and that was Real Things in 1985. And it's gone through various stages. Our heyday was in the 90s. We were traveling all over, doing shows in all kinds of places. Heavily involved with the Midwest hemp activists. Produced the show in Chicago. So anyway, current Real Things. My main other partner is another trans lady named Ariana Sykes, who has her works are her band is called Found Objects of Desire, and she's on Bandcamp. I'm gonna play the new word demos. The fourth tune, you'll hear some saxophone. I'm gonna turn that up, and I'll just respond to people in chat. I'm going to let you guys just listen to this. The fourth tune is Mushroom Mortuary, and you'll hear some saxophone and flute work. That's me. She does a lot of ambient sounds. From the field, we feel your plum. Even if we can't climb to you, then we'll tingle in your strings. And all these other things, I'm too big, dog, and let's make do.
shards and a mascara, and the box behind the wall. Leave the door open wide so we can fly outside and fall. Bandage stomachs at the stars and our open starry eye. Let the snow. I had a stray crush on you, and I looked forward to your tattoo. The mistletoe smile, but it's turned into a spiral, and your bones will be gone by the time that I get there. Silver wheel, you may know how this feels. Silver wheel, you may know how this feels. Ship has sailed across the open sky. When we would have met the dark star, but we didn't meet the signs. Ship has sailed across the open sky. When we would have met the dark star, but we didn't meet the signs. Ship has sailed across the open sky. When we would have met the dark star, but we didn't meet the signs. Ship has sailed across the open sky.
Kill that for a second so I catch up to the chat. Oh, you're gonna play birthday party in June. That's getting going early to have it ready. Okay, well we'll put that back. We'll put Ari back on.
Dogs have the
The video was intended to stay within a group of oddly afraid. The sniper training his rifle
on ladders that they made from the bones of broken friends that were scattered in the wind. One more pass around the sun. And more have since come. The girl in the hut walked up a hill to make a spell, to use her will, to go beyond her past, her head, to dance away the dust of the dead. Lavender fields have wilted and died with a born lonely baby on the other side. Where children are taken from their mothers, repeating patterns of shattered mirrors, repeating patterns of shattered mirrors. A double rainbow is an eclipse. Pray to God she'll get out of this, out of the hole and into the wind, waiting for the voices to sing again. To each other, to disappear into the away. Necklaces and cargo into each other, to disappear into the ether. Walked down the road, the outside world, so strange and cold. Cataclysm must have taken hold. As it should, the world unfolds. As it should, the world unfolds.
Okay, there's a break there. Hopefully we can keep control of
Mount of passes the strawberry fields, smelling the separated body. Then unto the shrine of the painted saints, all sky claw it's another spring fantasy. It's another spring fantasy. She was so I didn't know, don't know, I was a Three fingers crash almost every day, and the 40-hour work week for the wage slaves of the infinite suburb. The malls have closed and now humans are bored, and lost of death they're ambling toward, and the air smells like rubber. The air smells like rubber. Let's all become mushrooms that's going to eat, fall into sinkholes that form in the street. Let's inhabit the space and in between, a good life and inevitable plunder. Sleep with my phone number ball, sweaty, neighborhoods burn, blood, they were so pretty. Abandoned, it's all our own to it. Bosses ejaculate, the people evacuate, giving a hand job to reality. Let's all around mushrooms that's going to meet and find to signals that form in the street. Let's get out of the ways of in between. A good life and an animal for a good life and an animal for a good life is an animal for shadow self, rough and thumbs. It's good to be a hairbrush. Dirt, not so much. When they come to take us, we'll still be Panda Express.
Okay, I'm videoing. I'm watching. Well, you're really swimming now. Done?
Look, I tell you I can do.
Yeah. Sabrina, something's just not feeling right about you being here. Yeah, nice meeting you. Thanks for the compliments. 20 years on the internet, you get kind of a feel for when you're getting played. What I'd like to know is how to block somebody else. But, come and be rude and get blocked. I just have no desire to mix it up with people like this. I'm having a tough time playing that. Yeah, I'm having a tough time buying that story. I blocked her. Even if she was being straight with me, I don't need a 13-year-old kid on this channel. Well, she brings her father with her. I probably should enable age restrictions. Why these guys are such assholes. I'm a photographer. I take pictures of all sorts of shit. Yeah, I know, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know what's Foodie Pie. I mean, they've got me. They had me listed with Kiwi Farms at first. Now they're listing me with all these kids things, and I don't know. It, um, I don't know. I'm here to peddle music and music and stones and talk shit about politics. That's my trip. and I don't want to get personal about anything. I just the whole identity culture is just I just the whole thing is I walked away from it ages ago. I don't what's happening. What's going to happen to YouTube? I don't know anything about that. Cool, thank you. I'm trying to find people who have sued them for breach of contract and negligence. These guys are just letting these people steal my shit, do whatever they want to it. They don't respond to any complaints about harassment or copyright. I can't afford to sue. What happens is if you make a DMCA claim, they take it down, and then they counterclaim, and it goes back up if you don't sue in 10 days. And I can't afford to do that. So I didn't even bother to do that, to make copyright complaints anymore. I just, if it's harassing or defamatory or something, we'll report that.
I knew I was going to make a comeback video, but I didn't know it was going to be this. And I didn't know that this might possibly be the last video that I ever make on this platform because I don't want to support it anymore because of what I'm about to talk about. Over the past 48 hours, I have discovered a wormhole, as I would call it, into a softcore pedophile ring on YouTube. Here, pedophiles are rating social media contacts. They're providing links to actual child porn in YouTube comments. They're trading unlisted videos in secret. And YouTube's algorithm, through some kind of glitch or error in its programming, is actually facilitating their ability to do this. This is something that a lot of people have been aware of for a long time. And what makes what I've discovered worse is the fact that I can find this wormhole from a fresh, never before used YouTube account via innocuous videos within about 5 clicks. I'm making this video with only one intention, and that is to bring awareness to this because there is awareness already around the internet, but there's not enough. I also have evidence, and hopefully when we take a look right now, that these videos are being monetized. So if you remember back in 2017, YouTube got into trouble for having videos monetized that featured cartoon characters in ridiculous and comical situations like Spider-Man grabbing Batwoman's boobs or whatever the fuck it was. That, in comparison to what I found, seems like a joke because what this is...
I don't think I'm going to listen to 20 minutes of that right now. What's Elsa Gate? No, I don't... I'm just a hippie artist, man. I read the news. I hang out on in international human rights conversations. I don't the sex world, sex trade, all that stuff is foreign to me. I'm just clueless about that kind of stuff. Well, I go that child exploitation, child sex slavery is like rampant in the world. Yeah, well, dig this shit. Dig this shit. Bunch of Israelis got popped in Colombia and are buying them or something. I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but they were entertaining traveling Israeli businessmen with underage Colombian females, and probably plenty of Colombian drugs. Israel's a hub for cocaine and heroin. Somebody told me that all of the Afghan opium crop is being processed in Israel. They also said that some 75% of the world's MMDA is being manufactured there. Another one to go Google transplant tourism and organ legging. The Israeli government's accused of like stealing organs from Palestinian prisoners and Palestinian casualties. They'll kill somebody and hold the body for a couple of months, and when they get it back, everything's gone. Parts of it taken out. Organ legging, black market transplant organs. It's awful. It's ghoulish. But then there's been a number of arrests around, a lot of Orthodox Jews in New York, New Jersey involved in it. It was crazy. It's the Russian, the Khazarian mafia. These people are barbarians that never quit sacrifice Yeah, right, legging. You know, like bootlegging and organ legging. It's ghouls, it's scary stuff. And it's just all every day there's just something new in my feed that's like, oh my god, I can't believe that shit's happening now too. You know, it's just shit that you never, you know, it might appear in a novel. This happened in that. Oh boy, it was. And all I have to do is just start scrolling through my feed somewhere. You know, here's a viral footage of IDF sniper enthusiast cheering as he shoots an unarmed Palestinian man simply for standing still on his own land. You know, they get mad at me for comparing um, what they're doing, what the Zionist project in occupied Palestine to the German Nazis, what they did to the Jews. Um, and and the Germans were always grim. The Jews, the Zionists, I don't even want to call them Jews. I don't like to use the word Israel to refer to the state. That's the Zionist project in occupied Palestine, and the IDF or IOF as the resistance calls them, the Israeli Occupation Force. I see them cheering all the time. They're giving each other high fives and ass pats for hits. Oh, it's just awful, just awful. I see them. They'll shoot somebody, and then they won't let the ambulance guys come and get them. They'll beat up the medics trying to help somebody they shot and let them bleed out in the street. There was one video where they shot a kid and he's laying in there in the street and they're yelling at him, "Why don't you die already?" Then they took him to jail and tortured him some more and charged him with some crime and held him in prison for like a year or something like that. And I'm supposed to, and they're calling themselves Jews. But I've been at this for an hour and a half. It's after midnight. Well, let all hang out. I think it's time to shut it down. Go to bed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for showing up, Christopher. Give me some hope for this channel. I was all set to shut it down forever, or just pretty much move. Well, I think I may just do that anyway, where my business channel is going to be for business only, and it's going to be subscription by invitation only. So thanks for coming. Happy day. Bye-bye.